week. Welcome to Mixtape Mondays. This week we are doing a salute, a tribute to the 90's. How original. And so this week's mix is called Reality Bites. Also, yes, it does. To celebrate,
reality's great. I love
it. Woo! To celebrate last week's, actually it's two things now. Yeah. I mean, not now. It was always two things. But Reality Bites turned 20. World and Kurt Cobain's birthday, so it's very fitting. It's very fitting.
I busted out my flannel.
And I did not. So this time we cheated a little again. So instead of choosing our usual 5 songs, we both chose 7 because it was really fucking hard.
It really was. Who's gonna go first this week?
So the first band that I picked, very fitting, Nirvana, Sliver. So it's one of their singles from their not so played album, Incesticide. It's just not the one that you hear about when people are proclaiming their Nirvana love. It's true, right? Okay. I mean, there's really not much to say that hasn't been said about Nirvana. So I'm gonna just shut my mouth.
Does it?
The next song that I chose was Jim Blossom's "Till I Hear It From You." Obviously,
from me.
Yeah, from me. I was just waiting to hear it from you. It's off the Empire Records soundtrack, and Empire Records being one of my favorite movies, just like most every kid that was born in the 90's, because I wanted to work in a fucking record store. Anyway, so Jim Blossom's, we both really wanted to put Jim Blossom's song on there. I have a Jim Blossom dance that I'm not going to do for you, but I know
do it. Do it. The world wants to see it.
But you have to do it with me.
I don't know your dance.
Really?
Let me see it.
It's the 90's dance.
Okay, what
it also looks like
your. I think I'm too uptight for this dance.
The next song I picked was Stone Temple Pilots' Adhesive, and then quotation marks, love. It's not how it's stated, but that's always how I picked this song because that album was really important to me at one point in my life. Really did love that album, and that was my favorite song. And the next song that I picked was Smashing Pumpkins' 33, because it's a great song. It's a beautiful song. And I really like the video. All the imagery off that album, the actual album and then the videos were amazing. I had to really battle between that and then another song off that album, which I don't remember. So I guess I guess it wasn't that much of a fucking battle. But it's the only band that's doubled on this album, which is weird. You know what? Because I'm not even a really huge Smashing Pumpkins fan, but I don't know. I
think that's just a lot of songs when you I don't know. It's I was thinking about this because I think a lot of the songs that he wrote in the 90's, I guess, kind of are full of angst or anger, and at least Adore.
I'm not an angsty person, though. I'm not.
You heard it, world.
I'm not, Shaw.
Compared to me, no, you weren't.
No, definitely not. This girl is angsty. But look, she's got the flannel to prove it, so. Well, it's true.
I'm not denying it. I just said compared to me, you're right. Anyways.
The next one. It's that one, right? Okay. Yeah. The next one I picked was Tori Amos' Father Lucifer. I actually fell asleep singing the song.
You know, I actually hadn't listened to this song in a really long time until you put it on the list. And I was like, holy shit. I think
Voice for Pele. Such a great album. I was a huge Tori Amos fan growing up.
I didn't even begin.
It was a little insane. At one point, I had every single music book, piano book, and I don't even play the piano. That's insane. And I used to know a lot. I would have felt like I cheated the mix if I didn't include her in there because she was such an important part of my life. Then the next band that I picked was the Cranberries, The Rebels, off To the Faithfully Departed, which is not one of their most famous albums, but it's actually my favorite. That song is just filled with nostalgic romance, and I don't know, it's good. So yeah, I mean the Cranberries were a huge band for me. I realized that I really liked a lot of girl rock growing up.
Thank you.
And I want to thank those people for making me not apathetic. This last band that I picked was Bush, and the song I picked was Alien. Dude, I've been listening to this song nonstop since I made this mix. Oh, so good. Bush was like my first obsession band. Like that was the first band that I ever was like obsessed with, and like was like my band because growing up, all my music came from my sisters. My sisters. My sisters and my sister.
You really loved Bush.
Oh, I really love that band, Bush.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to put a song on there because obviously I'm like going through nostalgic feelings, and I picked this song just literally because I was like I have to pick a song that's not a single and it's off 16 Stone, and then I'm like, oh my god, this was one of my favorite songs growing up. It's really beautiful. It's probably one of the like less arrogant sounding or like Nirvana ripoff.
All right.
Oh, that's my mix. That's my mix. Too shoddy.
All right. So the 7 I picked this week. The first one I picked was Whole, Doll Parts off.
How original. Just kidding.
Off their Live Through This album, and it was this one or Malibu, which was one of their singles, but I really enjoyed Hole growing up. I was like in the closet Hole fan because everyone gave Courtney Love shit for Kurt Cobain, so I didn't come out of the closet about my love for Hole until 2001.
Referencing your teen angst once again. Hole.
So Hole.
Hey, I love
Parts.
Hole.
If you haven't heard that one, it's really just her.
So if you haven't heard it, you've been living under a rock, or you were born like.
Oh, there is Veruca Salt, and the song I picked is Volcano Girls, and you might be familiar with this song. It's on the Jawbreakers soundtrack, and if you haven't seen that movie, then I'll link you to Amazon so you can instant prime that, or buy it on 2-day shipping prime. That's all I'm saying.
American Thighs, that was my album. Sorry, go on.
All right, the third song I picked was Smashing Pumpkins' Pug. That's off the Adore album, and that song to me is just like, I remember hearing it and thinking it was like a kind of, for being like a teenager, or not a preteen, I guess, I thought it was kind of raw and like kind of.
When did that album come out?
I have a cool story about them, but I won't waste anyone's time. But I was like, I had a cool moment in high school where people were trying to remember this Smashing Pumpkins song, and I was sitting there reading my philosophy book, and then these guys are like really trying hard to like figure out what this song is, and they keep singing it, and they're like, I don't know, who's that band, and in my head I was like, how can you not know that's Smashing Pumpkins? So like, oh cool.
Pre-Shazam or Wikipedia.
Yeah, without even like looking up, I'm like, that's Smashing Pumpkins. And I just kept going reading my fucking book that I was reading.
I bet you felt so cool.
I was like, yes, I had a cool high school moment. Story. After that, there's Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger, and Anger probably has one of the best lyrics, I think, right, that we can both agree on, which is
please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band
and throw it all away. And
it's true.
Word to the wise, kids, do not put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band. You will regret it.
Go to college.
Yeah, get a degree, learn a trade. So after that
don't
song,
get tattoos and don't do drugs.
After that song, my fifth song is Third Eye Blind, the background, and that's off their self-titled Red album called Third Eye Blind. And my story,
wait for it, Third Eye Blind.
So my story with that album in particular, that was the first CD that I ever bought. My dad took us to Tower Records and gave us $15. Like, go ahead, buy something. And I remember hearing that album.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah, I remember hearing that album on like K-Rock at night, where you have tape player kids. I don't know if you guys remember what those are, but I would record songs, and one of them was, I think, like Jumper or something. And I was like, oh, I remember this. I remember hearing about them, so I bought it. And that was probably like the most played out album I had, or CD I had ever. Like ever. I listened to that CD like every day. I chose the background. I really like kind of the song, or I guess the meaning behind it. That, there's always that someone that's kind of in the background of your thoughts, and you always think about them, even though the relationship might not be there anymore.
I think there's one sexual reference in there. So
in the background, you're right. I don't think there is. It's a very clean version,
for a
Third Eye Blind song. Check out the background, or even the self-titled Third Eye Blind song album. It's really good. After that, I picked one of my favorite songs. It's by Everclear. It's called Summerlin, and any time that there's a new version of that song, I will download it, own it, listen to it repeatedly. I think there's like 3 or 4 different versions I found, and it's probably Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, it's probably one of my favorite songs off of the Sparklin' song that I picked. And number 7 is Weezer's El Scorcho, and it's off the Pinkerton album. And if you remember that album when it first came out, everybody gave that album. Are you good?
Yeah.
Everybody gave that album a lot of shit. It was their sophomore album, and after the Blue album, this one I guess fell flat for a lot of people.
And then
there was a resurgence, and people thought it was great. So I love Pinkerton.
And then they went away, and then everyone thought this album's the best album in the world.
Yeah. But seriously, the best song off that album is El Scorcho, and you can listen to that song probably like 10 times on repeat and still sing it at the top of your lungs in a car on a road trip. Like, it is, or in your room, whatever. It's probably a song that you won't get sick of listening to 1,000 times over.
Just listen to this mix and then put
El Scorcho and Summerlin. Summerlin, El Scorcho, and Don't Look Back in Anger. You know what? Play the whole thing.
Yeah, well, that's weird that all your picks are the ones that are inspired. Road trips.
I'm sorry.
You gotta pick something off of mine,
like the Gin Blossoms and Nirvana and.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Everything else is really sad.
So anyways, those were my 7 picks for this week. I hope that one of them resonated with you and that you at least were encouraged to click play on one of the songs. So
I hope that you pull out your flannel.
Drink some dark lipstick.
That's a 90's drink, right?
Yeah. Pull your flannel out, listen to this mix. Then go watch
Reality
Rides, then Empire Records, then Clueless, Singles, and you're wearing flannel at the same time.
And then you get a bowler hat and maybe a floral dress.
And some Doc Martens.
I forgot. How did I forget the Docs? Well, yes.
They're heavy. Fucking heavy shoes, man.
And creepers. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, those were good too.
I feel like for those of you.
Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this 90s playlist that we created with love for you guys.
And affection. I wish I was wearing smeared eyeliner right now, so I could tell you how sad I am to say goodbye.
You remember, please subscribe if you like these videos. If you like the mix, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, click the close browser.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like always, the link to the playlist is below, and I guess that's it.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah. All right, bye.